Hey, Zach Bennetson here with another demo on building your own advisor tech stack using low-code tooling. Today we're going to use n8n to tie together a couple different systems in order to build a client portal for our clients in Notion, but to trigger that event from our Airtable CRM and obviously attach to our email, in this case a Gmail account, to send an email to the client to let them know that portal has been created. So I'm using n8n for this demo, which gives us these nice workflow diagrams to show us what's going on in each of the triggers that we have. So in this case, we have a couple different things going on. I'll walk through each side of the system to give a little bit more clarity, but I won't go really into the coding side of this. It is a little bit of low code, a little bit of JavaScript, but nothing that either I or Claude can't help you out with. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we have a trigger called set create client portal to create now. What that will do is create a Notion page in a staging table that we have set up in our Notion database. From there, an internal Notion automation will run, which will create a new template page over in our actual client portal database. We'll then go ahead and get the data we need back from that original record and send a portal link to the client. Okay, with all of that said, let's look at each system in place to see how this works. If I'm over on my CRM template, I have my sample client, Jack Hughes here. That is, let's say they are a prospect right now. And when I go ahead and change them to client, this is not part of the trigger, mind you, just to keep my systems clean, and I set client portal status to create now, we will go ahead and get an update on the send date and last modified field on the client portal send date, right? So this field is watching the send date and the n8n automation is watching that field. When that happens, we'll go over to Notion next. And what we want is a client portal template based off of this template to be created for Jack Hughes. Now, n8n can't trigger an internal template within Notion, so what we're doing is sending it to this n8n staging page first. We can see this was just created. I passed the Airtable ID over so I can reference it again. But what we want is a template to exist over on client portals, right? And so this, when something is created on this page, this runs by default. We can see now that that's gone ahead and happened. We have it created just now when I ran this automation for James Hughes, Jack Hughes, right, nickname. I have all the links I want for my firm website, right? This is kind of a home base so the client can go here instead of my website or anywhere else to grab any of the kind of key links they might need. We can keep track of shared tasks, financial hygiene, so things like insurance policies or estate documents. We can keep our meetings in here. And this is, again, just one build of literally endless customization you could run in Notion for your client portals. I should pause and say the reason we're doing this on Notion rather than Airtable is you can have up to 200 guests on a Notion account, whereas Airtable is going to charge you by the user to share with your clients. So now that it's over here, that's all well and good, but I want the client to see it as well. Let me go ahead and just open my email, which I put in as Jack Hughes email. And I'll see here that I got a nice email from myself saying, here's your client portal. It goes right over to there. I have a link that I can click, which I will be able to enter pretty much right away because I'm signed in as myself. But the client would basically get a request access notification followed by the ability to see all of this information here. And so again, one click on Airtable, it's going to touch all of the different sides of your systems. A little bit of work on the setup, but once it's in place, it'll run in the background. And so again, if you're doing the unbundling thing, you will need a way to tie things together. Zapier is a common one. n8n is great as well and gives you a little bit more power. If you have questions about this or anything else on how to tie your system together, feel free to reach out. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.